Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're talking about road rage, baby. Road rage. What? Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Friday at 4:20 to start your weekend off right, baby. I hope you've been having a good week. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're having a good life. The whole deal, as usual. Okay, so quick one. First thing we did was we smoked a little of the General Admissions 5 Loco in the bong. What I actually did here was I broke up a pre-roll. Because they don't have it in flour. I broke up a pre-roll because they're infused. What are they infused with? I think distillate, and then they're keef wrapped. I took the wrap off, obviously, to put it in the bong. So that's what we're starting the show off with. That is 38.6% THC. That's what we're doing in the bong. Like I've said a million times now, it's already getting to me. I've still got a couple of these Palmetto Peach Punch Haze, which are 39%, so we might get to that. And then I'm going to smoke for sure Dog Pounds or Dog Labs. I like to call it Dog Pound because it's Snoop Dogg's weed. It is Lottie Dottie OG Strawberry Guava Blunt. Booyah! I'll pop it out later on. But this one is not infused. So it is 26.4% THC. It's a really nice high. It's more, I think, sativa, if I remember correctly, because I've already smoked a couple of them. They're one of those things, like they're a really nice blunt. They're excellent. But they're one of those things where you really got to be in the mood to kind of do it. You know what I'm saying? Drinking our 1800 agave tequila still because I had a great time last time doing it. So fuck it, why not? Shots around again. So double shots. Cheers to your Friday, to the beginning of your weekend. I hope you have a good one. I hope you get to do everything you want to do and enjoy it. Again, this agave tequila is actually a sipping tequila. The idea of it is to sip it, not shoot it. You can shoot it, but it's tasty. So why? Just drink the shit. Drink it slowly, enjoy it, have a good time. So I wanted to talk about road rage. Because recently, the other day, my kids were telling me that when I'm driving around and doing some shit, I'm getting very aggressive behind the wheel. One, I'm getting aggressive driving. And two, I'm getting aggressive verbally to other drivers. And apparently it makes my kids very upset with me. So I decided that I should stop. But it's also something that I've really been taking note of lately, just in general. I live in Guelph, which is a city in Ontario, Canada. It's a small city. It's got it's a university town, basically, okay? So basically what they've done, assholes, what they've done, the city of Guelph. That's right, I'm calling you out, city of Guelph, because whoever is the construction planner is a fucking moron, okay? I'm allowed my opinion, and that's my opinion. Whoever decided to plan all of the jobs that they were going to do this past, 8 months or so, you're a fucking idiot, okay? You should have done a better job of this. So basically what they did was there's what is there? There's 3 main arteries around town, okay? They shut off all of them at the same fucking time, okay? So what they did was near the north end of town, on one of the main east-west roads, they cut off one of the main intersections where both sides of town converge to go whichever way to their business, right? They cut that off for at the beginning of, I think it was March or April. Yeah, it had to be, because it was not quite, it was still wet but not snowy, So March or April, I think. They cut that intersection off. They started doing a bunch of road work there. Then what they decided to do was cut off another major artery over up at, no, sorry, not up, down, closer to the top of downtown. Now that was shut down for a little bit. The first start, okay, the beginning of all this bullshit, okay, started at the east-west artery, right where everybody kind of converges to get to where they're going from, like I said, either side of town. That was enough of a pain in the ass because now we all had to find different routes and get to the places we needed to be, because going one way was just an accident waiting to fucking happen if you cruise that road every day, right? So we're once they closed that down for like, I think it was, I want to say they closed it down for about 4 months before it started to get so congested that there was almost like an accident a day. And then people were trying to like fire in front of each other, and people were cutting each other off. Nobody was really respecting the fact that everybody was in this situation, because people, the population, don't. Everybody's all about me, fucking me, right? So they cut that off. They must have fucked some shit up, because they ended up opening it up and then closing it down again like 4 times in the course of this, past 8 months or so. Then while all of that is going on and there's major congestion there, they end up cutting off the top of the downtown core. Okay, so again, another major artery for the people that are going north-south or south-north to get to where they're going, or to get to downtown. Now all of a sudden you've got mass congestion there too. So you have 2 points in the city, one on the far east, well, sort of like the central east corner, and then one up at the sort of northwest end of the downtown. Okay, that's creating a straight up like funnel of everyone into basically 2 or 3 other side roads to get around this shit. You know what ends up happening in that fucking situation? Everybody starts to get pissed. Super pissed. That's right. They start getting pissed off at each other. It's not the other driver's fault that we're in this situation. It's the fucking city. The maintenance planner, whoever the fuck is involved in fixing the roads or adjusting shit under the roads or fixing problems, you fucked up, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, okay? I will say this, because like there's certain times where, yeah, sure, I run my mouth and maybe I say the wrong thing. But here's the thing. I don't think this stuff was like a mistake. I don't think these things sort of popped up randomly. I think they knew these things had to be done, and they just really sucked at fucking scheduling this shit. Because it's 8 months later, and now that major artery that goes east-west is still fucking closed down. Like, you can't get through it at all. So that pushes traffic up to the north. Now what ends up happening? You have all kinds of fucking traffic accidents on the north-east-west corridor. Why? Because everybody has to go there. And you know what happens over time? If you have 8 months of this, people start to get aggressive and pissed off. So what do when there's one laneway to go down? They start driving down the center turning lanes and trying to get off the road, but then boom, smashing into each other. Fucking brilliant. Way to go, City of Guelph. So there's been, in my opinion, because I travel this way every fucking day, more accidents. There's way more irritated drivers. There's way more people after each other and ready to fight each other like on a dime. And I was one of those people. That's right. I was getting to the point where okay, that's what I'm going to do. I might tell you some stories, okay? And put this all into fucking perspective, all right? So, oh yeah, wait, let me finish this. So then after they had closed down the east-west, they closed down the north-south major spot, right? And then they ended up having to do periodic construction up further on the same road, but further north into like where people from surrounding towns come into Guelph on. It's like another major section of road, right? So now they've cut that down to, I'm assuming, widen it. But why would you do it now? You should have done that first, okay? Then maybe moved on to the center one. Or at least don't do that now. Don't do the widening of the road that is like a major artery for surrounding towns. Don't do that. Well, the major spot that they're going next, which is essentially the next major intersection, okay? Do it when that's done. Finish the first major intersection, then bring it on back. You know what I'm saying? And then do this one. Now everybody's fighting like crazy. And apparently our like road workers might be a little bit slow because they don't know how to put up construction cones. That's right. I'm on my fucking high horse. What are you going to do about it? I mean, complain? Go ahead. Sure, I got comments. Write in the comments what you think of me. I don't give a fuck. It's just what I see. I see a lot of instances where potential or close to mishits or close to near misses or close to accidents could have been avoided. Why? Because they should have put cones down, and they didn't. They only put cones in a certain section and stopped putting them there after that. What the fuck, dude? If you're not going to put cones, you need somebody out there directing fucking traffic, or else people are going to kill each other. Okay, so that happened. Then we have on the other side of this, we have a train that goes by and cuts off the north, east, west corridor for about a half an hour every day at 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Fucking brilliant, guys. Now that's on fucking CN Rail. That's right, I'm saying it. That's on you dudes. Why? Because you are passing your trains through these, and it's not even like they're trains that collect cars and move them around, okay? Shuttle trains? I don't know what they're called. But they do that and cut off the city at the most busiest time. Okay? Everybody's trying to get to work at 8:30 in the morning. Can't, because you're either stuck in traffic at 5 different intersections, can't go anywhere, or you're stuck at a train for 35 minutes while a bunch of these assholes just sit there rocking back and forth. As slow as fucking possible. I'm pretty sure that CN did this on purpose just to piss everyone off. Like, what the fuck? I'm riled up, I know. Cheers. But yeah, so what ends up happening is that because of all these different delays, everybody starts to think they're a fucking race car driver and Jason Statham in the fucking transporter. Not only can they drive the best out of anybody around them, but they can also kick the fucking shit out of anybody around them. Okay? Let me tell you something. No, you can't. I fell victim to this too. How did I do that? I drive a race car and I got fed up. That's what happened. Okay? So what ended up culminating in a bunch of bullshit were all these little accidents where finally I decided, yeah, I think my kids are fucking right. I think I'm losing it. And all I do is listen to very aggressive music while I do this and play Fast and the Furious scenes in my head while I'm driving, you know? So all it is me amping myself up to a scene of jumping off a bridge and driving a car into a helicopter, okay? And I know that was like Die Hard End, but you know what I'm saying. That's the point I was getting, because I'm in my car. My car is like 400 horsepower almost, all right? This thing goes 0 to 60 in fucking 5 seconds, all right? It's fast as shit, okay? But when there's other traffic around, you can't get into a position where you're like, you know, fucking Vin Dieseling it. Because I would love to think that I'm a race car driver and I'm amazing at driving. I'm a good driver, but I don't know I don't know. I can't do like a burnout and then, or I mean a donut and then slide backwards and drive backwards and then swing my car around and drive forwards. I'd love to learn that. I might pay one day to find out, but I can't do that right now. What I can do is drive quickly if I want to, and with control. But I can't I can't do anything fancy or cool, you know? So it just creates a relationship with your fellow peers on the road where you end up getting savagely mad at them and ready to jump out of the fucking car at them. So the first few instances, because much like taking supplements, things like this don't happen like immediately, right? Like the changes aren't like, oh, I'm good, I'm cool, and then I fucking hate everyone. It doesn't go like that, okay? It goes, all right, so I'm driving, oh, that guy cut me off. Fuck that guy, you know? Oh, fuck, what an idiot, right? Couple days later, another guy cuts you off. What the fuck, dude? All right, that was stupid, whatever. Until finally you're months down the road and a guy is coming up on your left hand. You can see him coming. You're like, don't you fucking think about it, man. Don't you fucking think. I'm going to jump out of this car. I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you with your fucking license plate. You do this shit. And sure enough, they cut you off. And then it's, instead of being smart and backing off and just kind of like rolling with it, right? What do you end up doing? You do the opposite of what you should do. You end up tailgating the guy, screaming and yelling at him, waving your hands all in the air like you're gonna fuck him up, you know? And then when you get a chance to get like up beside him or something, you're just mean mugging him the whole time. Just fuck you, what, your mama, you know, that kind of shit, right? And then sometimes that guy rolls his fucking window down and he's like, hey dude, fuck you. And you're like, no, fuck you, you fucking bitch. You know, and it's all that shit back and forth for a while till you start saying shit that you really can't take back at some point. So, that's right. I needed a little vape to settle me down because I'm riding it. I'm rising up. Cheers. Okay, so basically, you go from being able to share the road with somebody to wanting to murder them and their family as if you're, you know, the reincarnation of fucking Al Capone or any like Godfather-esque movie you can think of, you know? It's kind of stupid. It's kind of funny that we amp up like that. But yeah, so certain things started to happen. Like I said, it was at the point where anybody attempting to cut me off, I was ready to freak out about. People that would just get too close or like whatever. I was always screaming and yelling at somebody in the car until finally the kids actually started making fun of me for it. Like every time I did it. And when I'm saying I did this, like, so for a long time, I had nipped it in the bud because I had this car that I could fucking race, no problem if I wanted to. I never did, but like I could. You know what I mean? It's that sort of feeling of like, I have the power, I don't need to use it, but if I want it, it's there. So I was very confident with that. Till eventually I started getting cut off. People would park too close to you in fucking parking spaces and ding the side of your door and they don't give a shit. Like, dude, it cost me like $400 to scratch, you fuckers. Like, be nice. Like, respect people's shit. You know what I mean? I park away so that people... I had a dude, I parked in a parking lot. I had this motherfucker. He pulls right up beside me. There's no cars. There's a whole row of parking spaces. There's no motherfucking cars anywhere near my car. I'm the only car. And then like 50 spaces to my left, there's a car. And then 50 spaces to my right, there's a car. And then more cars. I picked the one spot where I could be the farthest away from everything. This fucking jackass pulls in, looks me right in the eye, parks right beside my car. Like, man, I know you can park anywhere you want, but like clearly I don't want cars around my car. So I'm trying to do the like right thing and move away. I stare at this motherfucker down. I roll my window down. I was like, seriously, man? The fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, oh, it's a parking spot. I was like, I know it's a parking spot, but like, why? Why can't you park at least another spot over? Like, why do you have to park right fucking beside my car, you fucking asshole? That's how I want to react, right? So I'm like, I was getting to the point where I was screaming and yelling at everybody. And the trigger moment, I guess, where everything switched was I had dropped my kids off one day at school and I was coming back across like I said, the east-west major artery, right? And as I'm coming across, this is right when the construction had started to happen. So like I don't know, the second car at the light. And I wasn't pushing this guy, but I was trying to get past him because I was trying to speed up. I was late. I wanted to get home to do the podcast, right? So I'm going, and then just as you get through the intersection where it's one lane on either side and you have to it's just the one lane when it would normally be two. I'm going through, and then as you get to the other side of the intersection, now it's cut down to another lane. It's sort of like merged over to the left side lane so that you go through that way. Now, I'm coming into that. This motherfucker in front of me, he didn't like how close I was following him, I guess. I was a small car length away from him. Like, I was, if it was like a Yaris in between us, I was that far away from him. I was fine. I drive a Challenger, dude. It's got race brakes. I'm not going to plow into you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keeping a proper distance from you. Nobody's going to die. It's fine. But I guess this guy didn't like it. So we get across the intersection. We drive through. And as we're merging, this motherfucker, because now you're funneled into a small lane, right? But there's like 50 cars behind me. And they're all the same distance. We're all the same distance from each other because of all of the track. Like, you can't go that fast, right? So we're doing maybe 50. If that, not even, probably like 40, right? So we're trying to go. This motherfucker slams on his brakes. There's nowhere I can go because there's pylons on my right. There's fucking pylons on my left. What are you going to do? I can't go left. I'll smash into cars. I can't go right. There's a hole. So this motherfucker forced me to have to, like, I've never skidded. Like, normally, I can stop. This, I slammed the brakes so hard, I left tire marks, okay? Because I didn't want to hit the guy. I was looking in my rear view to see who was behind me, and then all of a sudden, smack, this is what happens. I'm like, fuck, dude. So he does that to me, stops me dead. The guy behind me is like freaking out. I'm freaking out at the guy in front of me. He pulls ahead, finally goes. I come around him, and this motherfucker's sitting there giving me the finger. So you know what I fucking did? This is, like I said, the turning point. So I decided that I was Jason Statham in the transporter. That's right. I rolled up my window. No, I didn't. The window was already rolled up. So I looked at him. I went, oh, okay. And I just leaned my car. I got my ass end and by his like, so if his back end is, just behind my shoulder, then my back tires would have been level with his front tires. And I just kind of moved into in front of him. I may or may not have pushed him into oncoming traffic without touching his car, but like that was the breaking point. When I realized that people were fucking dumb enough to just like try and kill everybody on the road, that was it. I was like, fuck you guys. And a switch in my brain fucking changed, dude. I lost my fucking shit. From that point on, if anybody was too close, too near me, whatever, I was rifling ahead of you and I was gonna get ahead of you. I drive a race car. That's my mentality. I'm not saying any of this is right, okay? I'm just telling you that this was my mentality at the time, okay? So gradually, after this instance happened, more and more instances would start to happen. But what I failed to recognize was that as more and more of these instances happened, the reason that more and more of these instances were happening was because of me, because of what I was doing. I was now driving faster than normal, right? Because I didn't want to be around anybody. I wanted everybody that was near me to know that, like, fuck you, dude, I'm taking over this space. It's a jackass way of thinking, but clearly that's how I was thinking, because that's the only real explanation. I was losing my mind as a driver, okay? So the kids would keep giving me shit, and, so this one day, another day, I'm driving my oldest daughter home from school, and this guy in a truck. Now, this is the other thing, too. Dudes in trucks, they think that they're driving race cars. They're not, okay? If you have like a Ram 1500, you may have 1500 horsepower, but that 1500 horsepower is not made so that you go fast. That 1500 horsepower is made so that you could tow shit or like pull a stump out of the fucking ground, okay? That's what we're talking about when we're talking, like it's a different distribution of power, right? My car is distributed to move 4,500 pounds as fast as possible, okay? That's the sole purpose of that car. It's to go as fast as possible when you're doing that, right? So the design on it, you can have 1,500 in a truck, sure, but I'm still gonna smoke you because I'm a race car and that's what it's designed to do, okay? Now, one day I'm coming home and this motherfucker, and it's always some dude in some jacked up fucking truck, with big lifts and big fucking mud tires and some bullshit like that, right? And then it's him and his buddy, and they're just like, oh, I'll watch what I'm gonna do. You can't, I'm a truck. I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Look, I don't give a fuck if you're a truck. I'm going faster than you. You're gonna hit a wall before I let you over if you try to run me off the road. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm a little bit nuts, I think. So this truck he's trying to get around me. He's tailgating me, whatever. But there's it's a school zone, okay? There's not much more I can do to get out of your way, right? So we get out of the school zone. And this guy, just because he was being such an asshole, I didn't want him in front of me to slam on the brakes because I had nowhere to go because there was, again, a bunch of traffic because it was a school zone and everybody was getting picked up from school, right? So this truck is beside me, okay? Or behind me. So as we go through the school zone, we come out of it and this motherfucker decides, oh, I'm going to go around. And he goes around and beside, but there's no room. Realistically, there's no real room, okay? There's me, there's a gap, but to my right, which there should be because you want to weigh out if something bad happens, and then a bus, like a city bus right in front of us, okay? And this motherfucker starts to go, and I'm like, this asshole is going to try and fit in a spot that he can't fit through. He's going to cut me right off. No, this isn't happening. So he gets up beside me, and again, I'm in full asshole mode too. I know how to be an asshole too, you know what I'm saying? So this guy pulls up beside me, I look at him, I blow him a kiss, and then I fucking hammer the gas. This motherfucker almost hit the back of a bus at 100, okay? Trying to get by me. Couldn't do it. Why? Because truck versus race car. So that's what I'm saying. All of this bullshit traffic situation, it comes down to the fact that I think that the cities that do these stupid things and plan things stupidly need to take responsibility for some of this shit because you're provoking your population. Is this, okay, I know I'm trying to stay away from conspiracy theories because we've been talking about it a lot lately, but I still have the question, is this a conspiracy theory to cut down the population of Guelph, guys? What are you doing here? You want us to fucking run into shit? because you're just antagonizing us with this whole, oh, you can't drive here, can't go there, can't go here, can't go there. Like, can we fucking fix something, please? Can we, like, if you want, listen, I can drive a front end loader. I was certified. I'm really good at it. Okay. If you need like paving done, if you need like to get some shit done properly, like give me a shout, because I'm in. I'll do it. You got to pay me, but I'll do it. I'll help. And then it'll be done now. Because whatever the fuck is going on here is stupid. It shouldn't be taking this long. I feel like we should be better at this. Why can't we do it? Like, who's responsible? Somebody needs to step up here. Now, as after saying that, public, chill the fuck out, man. There's nothing any of us can fucking do. That's what I'm saying. I've done really dumb shit lately that made me reflect on why I'm doing this and realistically what I hope to achieve with doing this too, right? Because as my kids like kept saying to me, Dad, you're fucking overreacting here. Actually, you know what it was? My oldest daughter says to me, I'm driving her into school. The two little ones are in the back. And my oldest daughter says to me, Dad, you know, you driving lately is like kind of, it's like, I don't know if she said scary, but basically she's like, it's scary. And I was like, scary? Why? She goes, well, because you're driving like faster than you normally do everywhere. You're yelling at everybody you drive by. Like, you're getting really agitated. And I thought, you know what? You're fucking right. At first, I didn't think that. At first, I was like, no, that's silly talk. It's like, I'm justified in being right, right? And then one day, okay, this was my turning point back to being sane, okay? So then one day, okay, what happens is I drop my little ones off at school first, and then I'm going to go drop my oldest daughter off next. So after I drop off the two little ones, and when you drop them off, you have to go through the school, and then there's a little road that snakes around beside a community center, and then two stop sign, and then you pull out on one of these side streets. So as I'm coming around and we're on the laneway to the community center, there's this dude in this red, what's it called? Red Mini SS. Now, like I said, everybody thinks they're a fucking race car driver. Even me. I admit to it. I think I'm a race car driver sometimes. I'm not. I should actually learn how to drive my car at high speeds, top speeds. I really want to do that. Maybe one day I will do that. But it'll be in the summer, not the winter. I'd prefer to learn on like warm ground rather than frozen wet ground, right? So as we're coming out of dropping the two little ones off at school, we're driving down that little laneway, and this motherfucker in a little Mini Cooper SS is doing 10. He's doing fucking 10. There's a line of cars, and we have to go. Like, we're all trying to get places. Like, I have to drop my other kid off at school. I have to get to work. This motherfucker is driving it like a fucking clown car, just looking, hey, Dad, the sun is out today. Oh, look at the clouds. Look at those clouds. Those clouds are so pretty. Hey, wait, what's this? And then he sees me pull up beside him to fucking pass him because fuck this shit, right? I gotta go somewhere. I don't need to go fucking 100, but I need to go faster than 10 right now because I need to get to where I'm going, right? As soon as I pull up beside this guy, motherfucker mashes the gas. I was like, you bitch, I'm in a race car. See, told you, my mentality was fucked up, right? So I mash the gas. I have never on a regular road put my pedal all the way to the floor. I fucking hammered this bitch and I went, okay? We're on this tiny little side street that's like barely a quarter of a mile, okay? I can go from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. I'm already at 60. No, I was already at 10, okay? How fast do you think I'm gonna get to 100 after mashing? So as I'm beside him, he fucking speeds up and just fucking guns it, right? So he's trying to cut. So I just said, fuck this shit. I'm like, I'm tired of these motherfuckers doing this because there's also, we'll get into this in a second. So anyway, this is what, as I'm driving by this motherfucker, okay, he speeds up and I'm going and I'm like, fuck you. So I just hammer it all the way down. I hold it down and finally third gear hits and boom, I'm gone, right? Well, there's not enough road to do that. I'm doing like 100, maybe more. I'm not sure. I didn't look in my speedometer. I'm assuming that was the case, okay? So I'm going really fast to try and get past this guy. Well, I have no choice now because there's a stop sign and the other road isn't busy, but it's, busy enough that you don't want to just fly out into it, right? So I have to stop. Well, this guy's still at like close enough to my car. I'm like, fuck you, you're getting, that's it. I'm gonna cut you the fuck off. And I just did. I'm not saying it was like a good idea. I'm not saying it was smart, but at the time I was all wired and ready to go for a fucking fight, right? So I just thought, fuck it. And I just, and cut him right off, slammed on the brakes because I had to because of the stop sign, right? So I slam on the brakes. This motherfucker has to slam on the brakes. He could have smashed into me. There were cars behind him that could have smashed into him. You know, it wasn't a good move, is my point. But I did it. And then, of course, I'm pissed off. So now, as I turn the corner, this guy's like speeding up behind me, trying to catch up to me, right? He's now yelling at me. And I'm like, fuck this dude. And my daughter's like, Dad, don't roll down the window. No, no. And she's holding the button so I can't. And she's like, Dad, don't roll down the window. Don't do it. And I'm like, oh, roll down the motherfucking window. Because I'm like done. I'm wired. I'm ready, you know? And so I finally forced her to roll down the window. I look at this guy, and this guy's yelling at me. He goes, I don't care how fast you were going. And I just went off, screaming. I didn't hear what he said after that. I basically just yelled his ear off, basically saying, hey, man, you know, you were driving 10. I need to get somewhere. Like, you're holding up traffic. I'm tired of people fucking doing this all the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're fucking, you know, whatever. Any name in the book that I could think of, I called him that name. Told him he was stupid. Told him he's an asshole, a fucking idiot. I don't know, everything, right? So then he finally just like drives off. I look at my daughter. She's like, Dad, come on. Like, this is enough, you know? And I'm like, whatever. That guy was fucking wrong. And then all day this was in my head. All fucking day, which makes sense because it was driving me crazy, right? Like all this angry driving, all these people cutting you off, driving slow, not really being like respectful of other people's time and things like that. I realized again, this is me being an asshole in my head, right? Because realistically, why does it matter? We're all in the same position. We all have to take our time to get there. Rushing and cutting people off and doing all this other shit is not going to help you in the long run, right? But anyway, after that instance, all the kids are like, yeah, Dad, you know, we like driving fast, but we like driving fast at the right place and time. We don't like driving fast when there's like a bunch of other cars on the road and bad things can happen. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fair point. You know? So I really did take it to heart, even though it took a couple days to sink in. And now I really pay attention. You know what I did actually to change it was I got a bunch of like, instead of listening to you know, any kind of rap or hip hop or like stuff that I would normally listen to because I love it, but it's very aggressive music, I wouldn't listen to that anymore. So I started putting on like the Isley Brothers, you know what I mean, like shit like that, and it's doing a better job because now instead of driving around with a chip on my shoulder, I have less of an attitude. I have more of a relaxed situation. I don't get pissed off because again, I'm back in that, and it's been about 5 days of this, so I'm back in that position where I'm like, okay, I have a fast car, I can use it if I want. These idiots are driving like assholes. They're gonna be the ones in a ditch, so I'm not gonna fucking do it anymore, you know? So I've sort of backed off on that. But it is still frustrating that the city has funneled everything into basically 2 or 3 main roads that only have a couple lanes, or if that. Like most of them are one lane, which causes a lot of causes a lot of problems. There's a lot of inexperienced drivers on the road as well that don't understand like clearly how to drive, or maybe I don't know, just throwing it out there. It could be the fact that now the weed's legal, more people drive high, and some people shouldn't be. Well, nobody should be, really. Sorry, let me say that again. Nobody should be driving high or under the influence of anything. But clearly there's people that, you know, it surprises me that if you were high and you're driving so aggressive, like I couldn't see myself driving aggressively if I was high. Because I remember one time, it was actually the first time I smoked weed. One time I smoked, the first time I smoked weed, we went over to a buddy's house who wasn't that far from my house in high school. But we stayed there, so we smoked at like, I think it was like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night on a Friday. And we didn't leave until about 2 o'clock in the morning from my buddy's house, right? And we only smoked, because it was my first time smoking, I only smoked one joint. I didn't drink anything. And we ended up playing video games and goofing the fuck out, right? For like, I don't know, a few hours. But when I was driving home, because again, it was my first time and I'd never really like smoked weed. I'd never smoked weed before this moment. So I'm driving home, right? And again, this is hours and hours later. So this tells you that there's still weed in your system later on. Because I'm driving and I feel like I'm doing 100, okay? And my buddy who's with me, who's staying at my house, who's in the car with me, he's like, he smoked weed before, so he knows what it's like. Then he goes, hey man, do you want me to drive? I go, no, I'm fine. Plus it's like my parents' minivan, right? So, sorry mom, sorry dad. Now you know. So, and the funny part is my whole family is there, okay, when we get home. Like, everybody. My aunts and uncles, my cousins, my parents, obviously, and I think my grandparents were there too. So anyway, so we get home. We're driving home, and my buddy's like, hey, you want me to drive? I'm like, no, I'm fine. He's like, well, I don't think you are. And I go, no, I'm cool. I was like, I just feel like we're going really fast. He goes, well, you're not. You're doing 20. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like white knuckling it too, right? Like just sitting there like, oh my God, what's going on? Trying to maintain the speed, you know? And so as he's going, he's like, look, you got to get to 60, man, or else we will get pulled over. So I get up to 60. It felt like I was going 1,000. Right? So like I can't imagine people in the situation that we have going on in Guelph here, flying through traffic. Although I have seen a lot of accidents that might suggest that you're either really bad at driving and should never drive, or you're high as fuck. Because yeah. But yeah, I couldn't imagine now driving high, because at the time I remember it feeling like I was going so fast and I'm going so slow. And my reaction time probably sucked balls. That's all I'm saying. I can't imagine that people would do that. I can't imagine, because it does seem like there's some drivers where I look at them, and again, I'm a professional, okay? I know I've been smoking a long time, but I also work in the industry, so I see a lot of people, and a lot of people are idiots that tell you that they're high when they come to the store. You know that if you tell me that you're high when you're buying weed, I can't give you weed. What are you doing? Okay? So, like, you see people driving around, and I know the high look. I have friends. We hang out. You know, you're here. I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay? So, this is sort of like, it makes me laugh, because I'll drive by some people that you see them doing things, and you're like, oh, that guy's high. You know? Or like, that lady's high. Or whatever. You drive by them, and sure enough, they are, because they're just like, People are stupid, man. We're all stupid. We all do dumb things. And when I say people, I include me too. Because like I told you, I used to drive nice and even and calm and everything like that. And then at a certain point, I got all fucking pissy, like something crawled up my ass and bit me, you know. And then I started to be aggressive and an asshole too. So it happens to like everybody, man. We all get in little fits of stupidity and like jackassery. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just got to watch out for doing that. And I think that a big thing that we need to remember is we're all in the same position. We all have to deal with the same shit. So take a breath, relax, let's not kill each other, you know? I like to be places on time too, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Now, having said that, that's also not an excuse. Like if you know traffic is going to take you a while, this is what I started to do. If traffic's going to take me a while to get where I need to go, I just had to leave earlier. It doesn't always work. And then I also, because I took that stance on it, or I take that stance on it, it's made it easier to get back to the gradual, okay, we'll just go slow and, you know, not slow, but like, you know what I mean? Responsibly. Jesus. The weeds hit me. I started my pre-roll, by the way. I hope you're enjoying the sesh. I hope you're smoking something good. I'm smoking the Dog Labs Lottie Dottie OG Strawberry Guava Blunt. It is fucking awesome. Dude, I really like this. And you know what's awesome? Like I said, it's Snoop Dogg's weed. But here's the thing. This is what, I know Snoop's never probably going to watch this. But Snoop, if you do watch this, okay, I gotta say, you picked possibly, in my opinion, the best growers to make your shit. Because Green Seal, that's right, folks. one of my favorite brands, Green Seal, makes the Lottie Dottie blunt. And fucking good pick. Snoop, I gotta tell you, like fucking great. And I really enjoy the weed. The weed's nice. It is a sativa. It's a really nice blunt wrap too. Like it's a dark. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a proper blunt. It tastes a little bit cigar, a little bit weed. It's perfect. It smokes nice, as you can see. It's very satisfying, especially for somebody that doesn't smoke cigarettes anymore. That's right, I said it. I stopped smoking cigarettes, folks. It actually worked. Took me a couple tries. Had my dad hypnotize me. Last time I was in Alberta, I tried having... no, I didn't. When I got home, I tried smoking cigarettes again. Something went... Nothing bad, but like something went off in my head where I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? So, granted, I do keep my vape, my nicotine vape with me just in case I get a little bit of a craving. But in the last, here, let me tell you, the last time I actually had a cigarette, because even though my dad's helped me before, I would still, sorry dad, I would still occasionally have a cigarette because my will to have a cigarette was stupid and it was ridiculous. But since the last time he hypnotized me, and then, where the fuck is it? Oh, here. And then slowly and gradually, like at first I stopped for like, I think it was like 5 or 6 days, and then I didn't smoke as much. Like I'd have a cigarette here and there. I'd bum some off people at work and stuff. And then eventually one day, 28 days ago, that's right, 28 days, no cigarettes, folks. Not one. And I do smoke the vape, don't get me wrong. My nicotine vape just to keep it going. But I've noticed that I smoke it less than I would smoke cigarettes, right? I don't smoke that much more weed than normal. At first I probably did. But it's given me more of an appreciation for good weed, right? So one of the things is that Green Seal makes really good, like dank weed, like earthy weed. So it's a good substitute for cigarettes. If you're gonna stop smoking cigarettes, and like I've wanted to do this for a while, get to the point where if I smoke, I'm smoking a joint, nothing else, you know? Now the problem is I still have that association of smoking a joint and then smoking a cigarette because that's how I used to do it all the time, right? So it's been good this last 28 days because I'm at the point now where I've thought about bumming smokes off people, but I'm doing so well that I'm like, nah, I don't want that. And the little voice in my head's going like, nah, don't bother. And so I'll just smoke the vape a couple times. And then at night when I get home, I'll have a few joints and I'm good. It's really stopped me from smoking the bong too, because you don't need that much. You know what I mean? My tolerance hasn't really changed, but yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at with no smoking. I don't know why I told you that. I can't remember now because I went on a little bit of a ramble rant. Oh, that's why. So the fact that I'm just smoking joints now, I can really tell. First of all, my sense of smell is back. Like, I can smell shit that you don't even know. Like, I mean, maybe if you hadn't smoked, you take it for granted that you can smell this well, but like, I didn't realize that I couldn't smell. Okay. And then as soon as I stopped, all of a sudden now I can smell fucking everything. Like my neighbor smokes in his garage, and if I'm sitting outside smoking like my vape, like weed vape or whatever, and it smells like cherries, I can smell the cigarette that he lit inside his garage that's like, I don't know, probably 100 feet away from me. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I can smell if I'm driving. I can smell if somebody's smoking in a car ahead of me or behind me or around me. It's nuts, dude. My sense of smell is ridiculous, which makes it very hard to to work with the public because there's a lot of people that I did not realize that do not keep themselves clean, or at least do not keep themselves, odorless or unoffensively odorless or unoffensively odored. How about that? Yeah, it's crazy. It's tough because there's sometimes where you just like, it's so new to me that I'm like, whoa, dude, I didn't even realize. Okay. But what it's done is it's added a new element to my joint smoking because now, as I was saying, with this Snoop blunt, the reason that I think that Green Seal is such a good pick for doing it is because of the type of weed that they grow. They grow really good earthy weed. So if they're going to grow Snoop's weed and roll his blunts, I feel like that's the move. Like, I don't know what Snoop smokes, but I assume that it would be very like OG Kush kind of weed. Something like that, or something that like an earthy weed flavor, like real skunky, gassy kind of thing, right? I'm sure he tries everything. But yeah, so Snoop, I know you're not going to watch this, but if you do watch this, good pick, man. And your weed is fucking phenomenal. Thank you. I appreciate that this is on the market because it's fucking delicious. It's the best blunt. Well, okay. It's top 3 because here's the thing. Not that I want to be like rude or anything, but okay. The what used to be the Lobo Presidente, which was a 2-gram blunt with hash that was hash infused. That blunt was my favorite. It was by far, hands down, my favorite blunt. Okay. The second one that I really like is the Nugs. What do they call it? Oh crap, I can't remember. Nugs Wrap. The Nugs Wrap, I really like that one too. But for like, and I like those because they're good blunts, but like a cigar, this one. The flavor is very different on this too. So the Presidente was more of a like earthy with a sweet flavor, right? And then Nugs was just sweet because they're both sativas. This one's also a sativa, but it's got more of an earthier flavor. I know I've said earthy like 4 times, but I'm telling you, this is the fucking shit. It's a really good blunt. I've kept 3 of them on me, and I don't smoke them all the time because, like I said, they're like a treat. They're awesome. If you made a 10-pack, I'd buy it. No problem. Hands down. Yep. That's what you should do, I think. But also sell the ones because I like buying one every now and then. But I buy a 10-pack here and there for sure. So if you're looking for a good blunt and a nice high, like a relaxing high, this one, the Snoop Dog Labs Lottie Dottie OG Strawberry Guava Blunt. Oh, that was a big hit. Sorry. So yeah. So probably what happened was I quit smoking, and then as I quit smoking, the frustration of quitting smoking started to bleed into the frustration of driving. And then anybody that was on the road near me got the fucking rage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to rein it in. I'm still working on it. I've just started working on it the last 5 days or so. So by the time you guys see this, it will have been, 10 days. So hopefully I'll be in a better position. I'll be happier. I'll be more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I think that a big part of me not being consistent as a driver, or as somebody that's been able to keep my shit together on the road anyway, is also because, yeah, I've had a lack of nicotine. You know what I noticed was that I didn't lose energy and I never really got frustrated. But this time I quit, I really got with like proper withdrawals. Like there were days where, so whenever I'd quit before, I never really noticed anything because I would just try to force myself not to think of things and get distracted. But I never noticed like cold sweats, headaches, stuff like that. So maybe I just didn't do it right, you know? But this time, because I was experiencing those symptoms, like I can remember one day I was like hot, then I was cold. It was like I was going through menopause. Like for real. I'm assuming. It felt weird as shit. Like, you know, I was explaining, like one day I felt like dizzy, but I wasn't dizzy. I felt like I was bloated, but I wasn't bloated because I hadn't eaten anything. Like I felt like what was the other one? I felt like I was, you know, amplified or going really fast when I really wasn't. Like it was a weird trip, you know, but the biggest one was the headaches and the hot and cold. And I guess the fact is that as the days went on, sure, that lessened, but for those first 3 days or so, it probably amplified itself, right? And then, so when I'm losing my shit on these other people, it's partially because I don't know how to regulate my brain anymore because I don't have that cigarette to calm me down after. So it's like, one guy pisses me off, next car pisses me off, next car pisses me off. Everybody just keeps pissing me off. Whereas before, that first guy could have pissed me off, light a smoke, okay, fuck it, doesn't matter, right? Finding a new outlet. And the new outlet is not trying to kill people because they won't let you pass them and they're driving too slow. That was a bad move, man. I felt really bad for that. When I thought about it after, because the kid, my oldest, was so adamant that I shouldn't have done it and I was wrong, I was like, it's not that I didn't think I was wrong. I just was like, I was in a frame of mind that was like, fuck these people that keep slowing everything down and fucking with traffic. Like, I just want, there's so many, you know, like, I hate to say it, but in Guelph, there is so many people that don't understand the flow of traffic. For traffic to work properly, everybody's got to move at around the speed limit. You can't, if somebody's going 50, you can't go 30. Okay? It fucks up the flow of traffic. That's what causes an accident. It's just like if everybody's going 50, you can't go 100. Because again, you're fucking up the flow of traffic. If you stay at 50, everybody moves. That's the whole idea, right? Is everybody moves. Keep moving. Except for if it's a stop sign or a stoplight. But there's no aggravation because the flow. It's the flow, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I kept moving my hands like waves, but I did. I hope you get it. But that's the whole thing. It's keeping the flow of traffic as opposed to trying to fucking fly around it or, you know, be too afraid to be in it. Look, if you're too afraid to go the speed limit and be around other cars, don't drive. Get a fucking cab. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not for you then. I know it sounds cool and it seems cool to have a license, but like everybody doesn't need to have one. That's why there's public transit, especially in a city like this, like a university town. Are you kidding me? Catch a fucking bus, dude. Don't start causing situations, you know? But even people that know how to drive at the flow of traffic, guess what else they do? They fuck shit up royally and then do like stupid U-turns and don't pay attention to who's coming and hit other people and I don't know. You know, you gotta fucking pay some attention. Maybe if you're smoking, quit smoking, and then you'll like maybe relax a bit. If you're not smoking, smoke. I don't know. That's stupid. But yeah, like I'm just saying, maybe my situation was amplified by the fact that I was also trying to make this very like drastic life change. Because seriously, I've said it before. I've tried to quit many times. I've talked about quitting on here. I've made attempts, but like this time it's really stuck. Like I smell people that smoke now, and I'm like, dude, I cannot take it. My brain is donezo with the cigarettes for sure. I'm shitting you not. I haven't had a smoke for fucking 28 days, 14 hours, and 48 minutes. That's right. Now, I have smoked weed, for sure. And I've had I've smoked some nicotine vapes. I got a caramel one, but you know what the problem is with smoking that? When you smoke it too much, you start to hate caramel. So now I have a caramel one. Oh, and the trick to this is, like, I'm actually trying to quit. Stay away from this shit. So, like, I started with 20 milligrams of nicotine, and then I moved to 12 milligrams of nicotine, and now I have one that is 6 milligrams of nicotine. So I'm trying to cut down. Then eventually I'll go to 3. But right now I have the variation. The 20 is at the point where I can't take it anymore. It's too high because it's just too much nicotine. Even though that's what I was probably 28 days ago, that's what I was smoking. So that took about 3 weeks where I was like, no more. The 12 is still good at certain times of the day. So like in the morning, if I have a coffee, a couple hits of the 12 is like perfect. At night before bed, a couple hits of the 12 is great. Now throughout the day, I smoke the 6 because I don't smoke it that frequently. But it seems to be just like holding off it's been a process. I think it holds off like a bit more of the withdrawal symptoms because even though you're past it, I think my body, man, I've been smoking every day. I got up to the point where I was smoking 2 packs. No, not 2 packs, like a pack and a half. And for like since I was 17. I started smoking 17 and then 30 till 42. I smoked almost a pack and a half a day. or a pack a day, and then recently in the last few years, pack and a half. So, you know, it was at the point where I think like it was really in me, you know, and yeah, changing that really fucked up my ability to drive properly and accept people's faults. That's, I don't know, like accepting people is the way to go now, you know. That's what we've got to do more. And that's what I always try to preach. It's like getting along with people and, you know, accepting people for their things and not getting mad at shit. Like, realistically, I shouldn't think about going fast on a city street. Ever. You know, because it's just not the place to do it, dude. I get street racing and all that. Trust me. I love cars. I love all kinds of... I love the idea of going fast. But, like, realistically, you could just go to the track and do that there. I know it's only once a week, but you can still do it. You know? Maybe take advantage of that instead of putting, you know, other people in jeopardy. Because like I said, when I slammed on the brakes and stopped those people, and you know what it was? I found out that one of my daughter's friend's parents was driving out of there, and she was behind the guy that I cut off. So I kind of cut her off too. So it sunk in. And then with Jade saying it, then I just was like, all right, well, you know, I got to fucking adjust this. So since I've done that, I've been more relaxed. And I think that I was amping up too. Because in the last 2 days, I've started to feel a little more relaxed again. And I think that's catching a hold of my negative emotions when I'm driving. And slowing it down. Plus, you know what? It's also nice and like satisfying to see that instead of, you know, you're going through gas. Because like if I drive fast, okay, it uses a lot of gas. Like I get maybe 4 kilometers a liter if I drive fast. Whereas if I don't, I get like 6.5, you know? So that's good for a muscle car, you know? So yeah, that's also eased me. Yeah. So I think my real thing is I hate the idea that there are enough drivers out there that really don't know what the fuck they're doing. That they shouldn't be on the road because too many people spend the left lane is the passing lane, folks. I know in a city it's not really like you can drive as long as you're driving the speed limit, you can drive in both lanes. But again, flow of traffic. This is what pisses people off. You're driving down the road. People equate a city street to the rules of a highway as well. Sure, you can't go as fast, but the idea is that slower traffic drives on the right side of the road. So people apply that to city driving. You drive on the right side of the road if you're not going to go fast. The left side is the passing lane. So if you're going faster, you go in the left lane. There are too many people lately that drive in both lanes at the speed limit and shut down a wall. Like, you're not the fucking police. Don't cut off the flow of traffic because that's where accidents happen. That's where stupid shit happens. That's where road rage happens because you're not aware of the concept that you're blocking the road. If you are in the left lane and there's a car right beside you, I just bit on myself. I'm excited again. If you're in the left lane and there's a car right beside you on the right, either speed the fuck up or slow the fuck down and get in the right lane. Because you should not be blocking the people that need to get somewhere. I'm not saying that people should be racing in the left lane, but I am saying that if the speed limit is 50 and the flow of traffic is 55 and you're doing 50, move in the right fucking lane so the people at 55 can slowly pass you. You're going to cause an accident. I watched a car drive in the left lane just like that, okay? Then, as they got down the road, they turned their blinker on for a second and just turn and there's not even like an intersection. It was turning into a house off a road. They cut off 2 lanes on a major road and pulled into a driveway from the left lane. Like, do you not know what you're doing there? Look around. That's what the mirrors are for. Pay attention. I just don't get it. I like to think that I'm a good driver. Especially after seeing people like that driving around. It's fucking incredible to me that those people have a license and probably never get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? And then then the cops are hunting down like street racers and stuff like that. But like realistically, there should be just as much effort into catching street racers. There should be just as much effort in catching people that are driving slow in the middle of the day as there is in trying to catch street racers at night or whatever, you know? Yeah, that's what I think. I also think that road rage gets you nowhere. The other day, I was reading an article today. The other day, this is again university town. Some dude fucking pulled. I think it was a fake gun, but they pulled a gun on a woman in a road rage thing. Now he's arrested. Like, what are you doing, dude? You know, it's not worth it. It's really not. That's all I have to say about that. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. Those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. I hope you come back next week with me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Thoughts Off the Stem on Spotify. Wow, I just did that weird. Anyway, I hope you come back next week on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Good Pods, Podchaser, Pandora, wherever you get a podcast, baby. It's out there. Till next time, keep your lids low.